And welcome in everybody to the South Range Raiders show here at Legends in Boardman. We want to welcome in everybody. And of course, the head honcho of the South Range Raiders, head coach Dan Yeagley, once again joining us, sir. Great to see you as always.
Great seeing you too. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. A little drizzly outside. The Guardians just lost, but there's no way better to pick everybody's spirits up than to talk to Dan Yeagley and talk Raider football here at Legends.
I don't know about that. I can think of a lot of things.
Let's start 66-6 win over I think a very up and coming Lakeview team. They've suffered some injuries obviously this year. When you have a game like that again seemingly everything's going your way, what things do you work on? The I don't want to say the minutia, but the smaller things that will become bigger things here in about a week.
Well, there's always parts of the game that you got to improve on, and things that you don't come across normally in a game situation that we have to work on. And for instance, one example is near the end of the first half. We got the ball back, right before the end of the half, knowing we were in a commanding lead, but there's a chance to go 2-minute O. So we jumped into our hurry-up offense a little bit. Just moved all the ball down the field a little bit. Things didn't work out. Kicked the field goal, 39-yarder, by Logan, which is huge. And little things like that. You can always work on the little pieces. And we had a chance. It was senior night. It was great to honor the seniors that night. They're very special, as you've been talking to almost all of them, and very special. And it was a chance to honor them and get them some playing time, and just to look at some different people, some different positions and doing some little things like that. But it's more or less a chance for us to work mentally on some things, and we worked mentally on that all week. And like you said, Lakeview's a very well coached team. They're young. They're getting better every single week, every single year. From last year to this year, they've improved drastically, and I think they're on their way up, and they could be scary in the future. But it was a chance for us to do some things mentally that we had to deal with, and us as coaches that we had to work on to make ourselves better and make the team better.
Big talented back that we saw, Nolan Toth, and a guy that that's the size and skill that you're probably going to see in the weeks moving forward when we start talking about some of the teams that potentially you're going to face. How did you feel your defense stacked up against a sizable back?
We stacked up well. I mean, we've seen some big backs. Well, go back to Kent Central, big quarterback, and you see those kids, and every week brings a new new challenges. And Lakeview came out and ran some double tight end against us. We had to prepare for that during the week that we haven't really done a whole lot of. So that was one more phase that we had to work towards, because you never know who's going to give you heavy personnel, like 2 tight end personnel. You got teams like Mooney that runs it. You got some, Hubbard runs it. We'll see it this week against Hubbard a little bit. They're going back and forth. So the league prepares you for the playoffs. I mean, it really does, with the speed of the wideouts, the good quarterbacks, the good coaches, big back last week, another big back this week. So you're going to see some different things that good prepares for the playoffs, and hopefully that we come out of those games learning from that and building for the future.
Looking for that 10-0 season again. When you think about this, I mean, these guys are trying to create their legacy. These seniors trying to go undefeated, back-to-back years. Do you guys ever just mention that and say, what kind of legacy do you want to leave and things of that nature?
We do talk about that, and not as much as we should.
Okay.
We should talk about it a little bit more. We talked Monday. I really don't talk a whole lot about being undefeated or anything like that. We talk about taking care of the situation, take care of that game, but how rare it is to be undefeated. I mean, we're spoiled a little bit. We've had a couple undefeated seasons here in the last couple of years, and it's rare. It really is. Right now, you're talking maybe 2% of the whole state of Ohio being undefeated right now. Very few, 14, 15 teams, and that's it. All divisions, not just Division 5, but all divisions, and how rare it is. And sometimes, we don't think about stuff like that, and how we're playing. We have a chance to be something special again, and how the difference in between being undefeated and not undefeated is focus, and how we have to maintain our focus and maintain on making each individual better. We told them today, make yourself better. In turn, you'll make the team better, and that's what we try to do. So, being undefeated is very difficult. I mean, because you're dealing with high school kids, and you got to stay focused, and you got to perform every week against some really good teams, and you got to get a little luck in there too. And but we make our own luck. We try to make our own luck. So it's fun, but the legacy of these seniors. We're going to talk about that near the end of the season. Later on about the legacy that they've already established and what they're going to establish later on too. And is very special because these seniors have been. I know a lot of people would be happy to see these seniors graduate.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, but it's funny every time you talk about that, the Billy Skirpacks of the world. Then you got a Tristan Toy that's waiting in the wings, and you and I talked about it before we got on. It's kind of like the next man up, and three guys we're going to talk about tonight are three of those guys that are always waiting in the wings, and when their number is called, it seems like they always step up. Explain what that means and how you can, because there's a lot of guys that go into a season that if they're not playing, if they're not on the starting 11, it can be depressing for them or discouraging. But these guys seem to embrace it with open arms and find their role within this championship caliber team.
Well, it happens every year. You can only play 11.
Yep.
You can only play 11 on offense, 11 on defense. That means some people aren't playing. But you never know what's going to happen. You got to prepare for everything. Even last week with our kicker, we lost Luke Starkey earlier in the season, and Logan stepped up and did well. But guess what? We had to work on another kicker, and Gavin Nagy stepped up and did some kicking for us at the end of the game last week, and little things like that. You always got to prepare, and and anything can happen. And guess what? We play a lot of kids, and we're playing a lot of players throughout the game. These guys are in that situation where, guess what? They're playing a lot, and they're coming in key situations, key roles, and we put them in those situations for reasons, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if there's going to be an injury, somebody's just tired, or we just need a change. We need that spark plug, and those people, whoever's on the bench or whoever's on the sideline, they have to be ready to be that spark to make that change to get the team going. And these guys can do that very well. As a matter of fact, we practice the team we practice against every single night is a phenomenal team. They are very, very good. The offensive line that we practice against, the defensive line, the defensive secondary, we practice against some of the best players around every single week, and they prepare us to get better. They're making themselves better along the way and preparing them for that moment when they're in the game.
Is that a classic case of iron sharpening iron in that regard?
But yes, classic. Yeah, and that's exactly what's happened. We're making ourselves better every single day because, again, if they're not in, they're on defense. If they're not on defense, they're on offense. I mean, we get kids practicing hard every single practice, and Monday through Thursday. Some people take it easy on Monday, and guess what? We're full gear and we're getting after it. It's a shorter day because we do have our heavy lifting day on Monday, but even Thursday, we're in full gear and we're getting after it. It's not a walkthrough day. It's a day to get better, and we have to time things up. We can't time things up in shorts and sweatshirts. We got to line up and go. And we hit. I mean, we'll still wrap up and we'll still get after it. And these guys are a big part of that because we know we can get after it, and we know everybody's ready.
We know how big you are about being in the weight room and having the kids in the weight room, whether it's to rest or just be there to kind of take their zen in, or whether you're getting the work in and putting the reps in. When you're thinking about, obviously, the time you spend in the weight room, there's another part of this that maybe parents and, I guess, old school mentality, people don't understand the film side of it.
No.
There's an IQ side of it. When you're doing film, when you're thinking about film, and I know Mrs. Coach over there knows how much film you watch, how important is it for these younger guys to learn quickly how much and why and how to watch film?
Right. I mean, the state's restricted us how much we can actually do contact.
Yeah.
I mean, and we still practice a lot. I mean, we're 3.5 hours a day, every day. And I mean, that's just how we are in, old school football. Yes. And we practice a lot, but during that time we build in film time. We have to. Monday we put in film time, even though it's our heavy lifting day. We go hard and heavy on Monday lifting. And then after that, we watch a little bit of Hubbard. after that, we require the kids to watch Hubbard. We're working on ourselves from then on out. Tuesday today, we watched film for probably a little over a half hour. And again, we were watching our practice. We were watching what we were doing, watching and making ourselves better and saying, hey, you know what? Hubbard's going to do this. This is how we're lining up. And the reason why we watch a lot of film on Monday is to prepare the scout team also, saying this is what Hubbard's doing. This is how you got to line up. This is what you're doing. Okay, this is what they're running offensively. This is what you got to do this week to make us better. And our scout team watches that also. And it's fun. We're blessed to be able to watch film, be able to film every practice and watch it. And then these kids watch it on their own. I mean, we keep track of their hours. I mean, many hours of watching film to make themselves better, make the team better. And like I said, we're blessed to have that capability to do that.
So it's interesting to me because you're not just watching film on your opponent anymore. You're watching film on yourself to see what you're doing right and wrong.
Right. And when we're doing, like today was our defensive day, and when we were watching our defensive film, our offensive line coach, Levi, was sitting there, Coach Taylor was sitting there correcting the scout team, the offensive line. And, we're not only we're trying to make ourselves better all the way around, because guess what? Those guys are going to be starters next year.
Yeah.
And so he's saying, hey, you step with the wrong foot. You make sure you step with the right foot. I don't care whose play you're running. That's not how you should do that. And, he's making them better. Scout team quarterback, our quarterback coach is making that person better, because guess what? They're going to be a starter someday. And so we're constantly building and trying to improve both sides of the ball, young kids and old kids, because guess what? That's the future. And again, that's the legacy we hope these seniors pass on, and how to do things right.
So scout team, it's incredibly important for
you. Very, very important. And, I've been blessed over and over again, and many times over. But, when our scout team offense is ran by my offensive coordinator. And Coach Allegretto runs the scout team offense, and he's sitting there making them better. He's saying that here's their play, but we know this play. This is how we would do it in our terms.
So you use your vernacular for their plays?
Yes. Okay. And so we go ahead and verbalize, this is what we're doing. This is this, you're doing this. This is how you're doing it. We've run this before. So he is running our scout team offense, and along with our running back coach, along with our line coach, they're all in that scout offensive huddle, making them better and trying to translate that into what we do. And then vice versa, like tomorrow's our offensive day. When they're running the offense, you got Coach Rocky, Coach Doc, you got myself, and Coach Crumbacher. We're sitting there on the scout defensive team, making them better, running. Say, hey, this is cover 4. You know how to run cover 4. This is cover 3. This is palms coverage. You know what you're doing, and this is how you should be doing this. Where are your eyes at? So constantly making them better. And again, we're talking about making South Range better. Make yourself better. Make South Range better. And that's our scout. Like I said, I'm blessed to have great coaches that they're being coached up by. The scout team's being coached up by our varsity coaches all the time.
So if there's a scenario, let's say that Hubbard does more 5-step drops than 3-step drops, do you make your scout team quarterback do more 5-step drops?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
We go on. I mean, we've been under center very little,
right?
But they'll get under center, so therefore our scout team quarterback's under center running
and time things up.
Yes, and we don't run many. We could run 2 tight end. We haven't ran any 2 tight end yet, but they do. So we have to line up in 2 tight ends. So we have 2 tight ends on the field. We have 2 wing backs. We line up exactly as they do. We break it down off the film, and Coach Rock gives us a scouting report and set of plays, and we went through 30 scout team plays today. Exactly what they're doing, but our scout team knows exactly what they're doing, what they're supposed to do, and they're being coached up by, again, our offense.
That's
guys.
crazy.
So, like I said, I'm blessed over and over again, and it's amazing what we're able to do because of, again, I got great assistant coaches.
Sure.
I got great players that are willing to do whatever it is to make the team better.
So from that standpoint, do you think it's, and I don't want to say if or this or that, but it's important to know your opponent, but it's more important to know yourself?
Oh, very much so. Yes, and it's also fun. You sit there and you watch these kids, these plays on film, and you sit there and you start thinking about, okay, what's going on? What play are they running? They're not just watching a team run a play. They're saying, oh, we run that play or some variation of that play. 2 guards pulling. Oh, that might be buck sweeper. It might be something else. And they understand they're watching that. Matter of fact, we were watching Hubbard yesterday on film, and Coach Rock, before he even ran a play, he stopped it and said to Billy, who's only played maybe a handful of defensive plays for us, he said, Billy, what secondary coverage are they on? He said, oh, that's Palms coverage. He said, how do you know that? He says, well, the eyes are on number 2. If the eyes were on number 1, they would be on something else. Since the corner's eyes are on number 2, they have to be on Palms coverage. And just to know that kind of stuff, to know that, he's being coached. Coach Allegretto coaches him to know that what secondary coverage is. It doesn't matter who it is. And he knew that automatically. And that's, that's a huge blessing. I mean, to be able to, what my coaches are able to do with these young men, and how quickly they are to learn, and how much the knowledge they have is unbelievable.
You talked about Billy. I mean, let's talk about the maturity, because there's a maturity factor that has to take place between letting football be a game, which we all love, and letting it be work, because it is work for these guys, because they've got to put the time in, obviously, on the video and in the weight room, and obviously the IQ. That's got to make you extremely happy when you see that maturity, just kind of that light bulb go off for guys like that.
It's amazing. I mean, these kids know a lot more about football than what we give them credit for, than what a lot of people give them credit for, because they see it all the time. It is a job. I mean, we're there all the time. We try to make it fun. We have a little bit of fun, but it's a lot of work. And like I said, we try to watching film has really changed the game. How we film with the drone. I mean, we get back shots. I mean, what we do filming wise and everything else, and game film and scouting films is unbelievable. The technology that's out there nowadays, and these kids are absorbing it. They're learning it. And matter of fact, this senior class probably has absorbed it and learned it more than years past, than the years before, because they understand the importance of it, and like I said, they know we're watching. We know how much film they're watching, and we'll call them out on it. We're not afraid to do that. It's part of our job too.
Absolutely.
And and us coaches, we watch each other. Are you watching enough film? But they all are. I mean, my coaches are awesome. So, but the kids have I'm amazed all the time on how much they know and how much they've learned throughout these 4 years, and these seniors are pretty special.
Now let's talk about those seniors. 3 special seniors here tonight. Let's start with Hunter Knopf and what he means to this ball club.
Hunter Knopf is really came. What helped Hunter Knopf the most was he ran track last year, and he got faster and he got better. His speed is unbelievable. He's gotten better. He's starting to get some vision, and things that he's getting better every single day. Got hurt, missed a little bit of time right there the last couple weeks, but came back and started running again, and right back where he left off. And I enjoy Hunter. Hunter's a lot of fun, and he's spending a lot of time to get to where he's at now. Like I said, track has been tremendous for him. He's gotten a lot faster and learned how to run. And where he's come from last year to this year is unbelievable.
Tall drink of water named Dean Tapizzo over there. What have you seen his growth and maturity like over the last few years?
Dean he's a handful. We have a hard time with him during practice. He's always he's in on defense. He's in on offense. He plays tight end for us. He plays outside linebacker for us. He's just so athletic and works so hard. Him and JD are 2 tight ends, and they battle it out, and they both do a fantastic job. And and he plays outside linebacker too. We can play him at a rush end. We can play him a little bit at Sam linebacker. We can play him anywhere. And he causes problems. I mean, because he is so big and he is so long. And again, he works very hard too. And he just lots of fun. I mean, he's fun and he gets after it. You can't take a break when he's across from you, because he'll make you pay.
And finally, a guy that I know is near and dear to your heart, Isaiah Slaybaugh. What can't you say about this young man?
Isaiah is wonderful. I mean, here's a kid that's on every special team. He's on scout team offense. He's our defense. He's always there. He gets some defensive time in the secondary. He's always, and he just works hard. I mean, he works hard. He does what he's supposed to do. His IQ is getting better and better every single week. What he's supposed to do, and a lot of that's because he goes against some of the best receivers in the league. Going against Shane, going against Aiden, going against JD. I mean, he's out there constantly, again, making the team better, making himself better every single week.
All right. There's a question to wrap things up today that I usually give to some of the players on our player profiles, but I'll give it to you. Who is one of the coaches that you admire most that you play every single year?
Oh, my goodness. There's a bunch of them. You know, the coaches in this area are fantastic. They really are. I mean, that's why Northeastern Ohio is what Northeastern Ohio is all about, because there's such great coaches. And, you know, I admire what Sean's done, Guerrero.
Yep.
I mean, I really do. And what he's done with those Tigers is unbelievable. And year in and year out, good quality program. He's a great coach. He gets the most out of his players. You know, we were talking before up at Salem and 7-on-7 and seeing what he did. Just watch. I was able to be in a situation where I could watch him coach.
Yeah.
And you know, he was coaching the All-Star game last year, the Penn Ohio game, and they practice at our place. The reason why is I can watch him practice, and I listen to him. I listen to how he handles his coaches. I listen to how he handles the kids and how he interacts with them, and just truly a great coach. You know. Coach Hake, we can talk about Coach Hake and what he's done. All of a sudden he shows up at Valley Christian. What do? They just start winning.
Yep.
And it's again how he treats his kids is phenomenal. I mean, he gets his kids to play and play hard, and he's not easy on them, which is I respect that a lot. And in the whole league, I mean, the whole league is filled with great coaches. Coach Baek, young and old.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, Mike, those are two great coaches. And what Struthers is doing now, what they did against us and what they continue to do.
They've been impressive.
They're getting better every single week.
Yep.
And a lot of that's because of them. And, he's put together a great staff, putting his dad on staff to help him out and everything else. I mean, what he's done is just phenomenal. And I think they're going to make some noise in the playoffs. I mean, they're there and they do a great job. Coach Pavlansky, both of them. Mike coached an all-star game with Mike and just learned so much from him and Tom. And, both of them were the three of us were up in Michigan coaching an all-star game, Ohio versus Michigan. And my goodness, when you spend a week up there in a hotel room and dorm room, actually, and with a bunch of kids, you learn a lot about each other, and just amazing, and what you can learn from them if you just sit back and listen. And like I said, you can do that with all these coaches. There's a lot of great coaches. My staff. There's times where I sit back and I just listen to my staff. My staff is they're phenomenal coaches, and this game is going very fast, and I'm blessed to have coaches that can keep up with this kind of a game and seeing what they do, and it's just phenomenal.
Are there any other coaches, maybe not in football, that you kind of admire and see the way that they lead, or something along those lines?
You know what? I watch. I go to basketball. I'm so guilty. I go to a basketball game and I watch the coaches instead of the
Sure.
game. And I love to see interaction. I mean, I love to see how they interact with the kids and how they treat them during certain situations. And, I try to learn. And, Kelly and I even talked about this. I can come out of that saying, you know what? I might have done some things different. I'm not saying they did it wrong because I'm not in that situation. But, you look at the kid's attitude and how they react to that criticism or how they react to that praise. You can tell right then and there if that was a good thing or not. We're all guilty of that. We criticize constantly. We have to, because that's part of our job. And we try to praise as much as we can too. But, it's times where you get on a kid and all of a sudden you see his shoulders slouch and everything else, and you got to lift them up. And, it's hard. I mean, you got to get better all the time, and and I do that. I'm guilty. I'm not, I don't know if there's one coach but I learn all the time. We're sitting there. I'll watch our boys soccer team practice and see how they interact with the boys, and always pick up something there. Our girls soccer team, how they interact, how she interacts. There's a great example. some very, very, very young team. And what she did to get them going and to keep them going week in and week out, and did a tremendous job. And how she interacts with how Kelsey interacts with the girls is unbelievable. So I'd sit there and I try to learn, and I try to put myself in the situation. What would I do? And like I said, you can't criticize the coach because you don't want to be in that situation. But I always try to learn and just try to learn from them how they praise the kid and how they interact and how they criticize, because you can always learn.
Phenomenal. And I'm sure as many of people you're watching, they're watching you right back, and they're learning stuff from you. So, Coach, I always learn something from you each and every week. I appreciate your time, and hopefully you can get some food now.
I thank you for, again, we got 20 seniors, and it's amazing how you're talking to all these kids. And, again, what you do for our program is unbelievable.
Appreciate
it. You want to go away from all sports, I admire you and what you've done. I mean, let's talk about that just for a second. You started off with a company with an idea, and then you brought
much more than that,
and you brought that idea into intuition and brought it into, here it is. What you've done with it today is unbelievable. And again, you're a leader. Learn from the leaders, and people should be sitting back learning from you. And I know I've learned a lot from you, what you've done and how you interact. I love watching how you interact with the kids, because that's special, and what you get out of them. You got 3 kids last week that couldn't even talk. We haven't even heard for weeks. We haven't heard them talk, and all of a sudden you get the most out of them. And that's amazing how you get the most out of everybody. And again, thank you for what you've done to South Range and for YSN and everybody. I mean, because like what you've done, your leadership is amazing.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always. Go get something good to eat.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with Hunter Knopf right here from Legends in Boardman.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
As fine as the eye can see, the finest hardwoods from the finest trees. Made for your home and within your means, Baird Brothers will help fulfill your dreams. Let life and light come shining through in quiet morns. And heavy traffic, too. Find your easy-to-afford fine hardwood floors and doors and more at BairdBrothers.com.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Legends in Boardman. We are joined by Hunter Knopf, the South Range senior here for the Raiders. Hunter, first off, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending some time with us tonight. Did you get your food yet?
I did.
What'd you get?
Smash burger.
And it was?
It was great.
Was it a smash?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I like that. Special thanks to Rick and everybody here at Legends for having us again each and every week, and it'll go into the playoffs as well. So we're excited about that. We'll talk about the playoffs in a little bit because I know that's important to you, but we got some business to take care of this Friday against the Hubbard team, a Hubbard team that is looking for revenge. I mean, you were part of that team last year. Talk to me about how important it is to play a solid 10 weeks, and we talked to Coach about the legacy that this senior class wants to leave. What do you want to leave personally?
I mean, I just want to be part of like this team. Like, we want to do something special. We always do. That's how it's been since freshman year. As a person, I don't. It doesn't matter. But as a team, we just want to do so much.
So, like, when you're suiting up on a Friday night, what are some of the things you're thinking about? Obviously the game plan, but what are some of the things you're thinking about from your standpoint, the job that you have ahead of yourself?
I usually just go out, look at the fans. I'm going out like on like special teams and stuff
Sure.
like before. I just want to soak it all in, while I still have the chance.
Now, there was I'm not going to tell you who it was, but there's a running back that said that you had the best hands in the running back room. How did you get them?
I played wide receiver my sophomore year. I mean, I wasn't a very good receiver, I'm not going to lie. But, being 6'2" helps out when we have little
bit.
Little DBs like Barry and, everybody's short.
Why you got to call it Barry like that?
I mean, he's here. He's over there making faces and stuff.
I love it. All right, so as a back out of the backfield, I mean, the game has evolved to backs swinging out and getting, dump off passes and running routes and things like that. How have you evolved your game from being a receiver to being a back?
I don't really think the receiver part had like much to do with it. I heard Coach Egley saying, I think track did so much for me, and get into the flats so fast, like before linebackers can read it, really helps me out.
So what were some of the biggest challenges you had? I mean, track changed you, but what were some of the challenges before you decided to make the plunge onto the track?
Like, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I played lineman my whole life, and, everything was just different once I changed from that,
All right, so every lineman wants to score. So the first time you scored, what was it like?
Oh, it was so hype. It was a Froshmore game, freshman and sophomores. It was against Jefferson. I ran a bubble, and might have been Billy. I don't remember who threw it to me, but I got in, and everybody was just going crazy.
How far out were you?
8 yards.
Well, you know what? you score 6 no matter where you're at, but you'll take the touchdown. So, what's your favorite play that you guys don't name it, but what's your route?
I like fake block, and then I just go, and like no DB can ever read it because the wide receiver's going, and I'm just wide open every time.
Every single time.
Every time.
Why don't we run that play more?
I don't know. I don't
Come on, coach. That sounds like a good play. He's wide open every single time, right? Every receiver's wide open every single time. Let's get off the field for a little bit. What kind of things do you like to do outside of football?
I like hanging out with my friends, JD, Barry, Aiden, Bailey.
That's the gamer club right there.
They don't really game much anymore.
Well, the last time Kraus gamed, he fell out of his chair. So, like, I don't know if he got a concussion or if there was an IR from the gaming system or what. But he was on YSN when he did it, so the views were great. What do you guys like doing together? I mean, just hanging out?
Just hanging out, going out, getting food. They're big guys. Bailey.
They're all big guys, and then you gotta call out Bailey.
He's the biggest of them all,
Has Bailey showed you how to knit yet?
No.
Okay. Would you be interested in that?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Bailey. I keep trying to get people to get interested in knitting, and I think he's on his own. What's your special talent?
I don't know. I'm not really talented.
Oh, come on.
I don't really have that much talent,
Can you sing?
No.
Can you dance?
No.
Did you dance when you scored from 8 yards out?
No.
Okay. I mean, what other things are you involved in? Do you do, can you rap? Can you do TikToks? Not on the field, coach. We'll make sure we're not doing that.
Mr. Lyncham says I'm a good 3-point shooter. I mean, I played my freshman year. I was balling.
This thing.
I was balling.
All right, I got you. All right, so you're a good 3-point shooter. Have you told coach that? He's been here a time or two.
No.
You're staying off the basketball court.
Yeah.
Okay, so what other things do you do to fill your time in like the winter before you get to track?
Lift.
That's a typical Dan Yeagley answer right there. We talked about the video side of things, the IQ side of things. It seems like you have certainly adopted that. How much video do you guys watch on any given day, any given week?
So much. I mean, like, we're seniors. We don't have that many classes. We're just trying to get through it. Everybody's just always watching film, like, just in class. Like, how much we watch is, like, insane.
So, like, give me an hours.
I don't even know because like our DBs watch so much more than like most people because
Really?
Coach Rock pushes us to watch it.
That's incredible. All right. So would you rather be in the video room or the weight room?
Weight room.
Okay. So what's your favorite lift?
I like hang cleaning.
Hang clean. That usually means that the bench is low. What's the bench?
I don't want to talk
That,
about
to
it.
see the
don't wanna
face?
talk
I
about
saw
it.
the face as soon as I said it. The bench. We're not going to talk about it. Role models. I mean, you've got to have incredible role models to be the kind of guy you are. Who are the people you look up to the most?
I mean, on the field, I'm thinking like Dylan Dominguez, all like running backs from South Range, Peyton Aramis, Joe Alessia, even like Coach Toy.
That's a who's who.
Uh-huh.
So when you don that burgundy and gold on Friday nights, are you pretending or like wanting to be those guys?
I'm trying to be myself.
That's a great answer. That is a great answer. What about off the field? Who are your role models?
I'd probably say my grandpa. He's just such a like respected person, so kind,
I like that. Is Grandpa always watching?
always watching.
Always watching. What's one of the biggest things that you've learned from your grandfather?
You just be kind to people, and people treat you with so much respect.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you being kind to me on this interview, man. Congratulations. We'll be watching for you, ladies and gentlemen. 100 off. We'll be back right after this on YSN.
Locally owned and operated, Sheely's relaxed shopping experience means browsing and lounging is always encouraged.
Find Flex Deal and more at Sheely's Furniture and Appliance. Because the best things in life happen at home.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Fall is in the air. The kids are back to school, crowds are cheering for the home team, and Myers Family Insurance is prepped for another crazy Medicare season. Every year there's changes, some big, some small, so it's important to have a conversation to make sure your plan is going to meet your expectations for the coming year. Give our team a call today to schedule your annual review.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance or visit us on the web. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com.
Going from mindful to mindful sometimes requires a helping, healing hand. Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness offers a continuum of mental health and wellness care. At Insight, we're changing the way you receive counseling and wellness services with experienced licensed clinicians and expertly trained wellness staff. With 4 locations in Mahoning and Columbiana County, along with telehealth services, Insight offers clients quick access to care when they need it. Transform your mental health and wellness at Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Legends here in Boardman. Again, want to thank Rick Friday and the whole staff here at Legends. Incredible job with everybody here at South Range. And thanks to South Range for filling the place week after week. Give yourself a round of applause because this is amazing each and every week. And don't forget average, be legendary. And we're talking to legends right now. We are talking to Isaiah Slaybaugh. What I thought I was going to call Goldilocks, but he told me right before it's all fake. It's fake, man. It's fake, but it looks better than brown. So, dude, I'll tell you what, you are an impressive young man, a hardworking young man. I am always loving watching you wherever you're at on the field, always encouraging your teammates. About what you do and your role on this team kind of leads you to be a leader in every single thing that you put your finger on?
Well, I don't get as much playing time as most, but I mean, I think being on the sidelines and like getting everyone to cheer for their teammates can help a whole lot instead of just sitting there and just watching.
It's just as important, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to be that guy that's always, and Coach said it best, when your number is called, you never disappoint. So what are you watching? I guess is the best thing. They talked about the scout team. They talked about you guys. Every time your number is called, you're stepping up in big situations. What are you watching for, like, when you're on the sidelines? Obviously, are you watching your position? Are you watching just kind of the way the play kind of progresses? What are you looking for?
usually watching my position, watching like what the other team's doing, what I can do like for when I get in to help out.
So I'm always impressed because I feel like every time somebody comes over to you, you're always kind of arm around them and mentoring them a little bit. I mean, I don't want you to tell me exactly what you're saying to them, but can you give us a little insight as to what you're telling them and what you're encouraging them to do?
I mean, if I see something like I know they're doing wrong and I can help them, I'll let them know. But usually I'm just like telling them good job and letting them know that they're doing great.
That's incredible, man. And you've got a couple sisters?
Yeah, I got
Right.
2 sisters and then 1 younger brother.
And a younger brother. Okay, so the Sleigh Balls and Spanky DeRose, the head softball coach at South Range, has given your sister the nickname Sleigh Bells, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any nicknames that you've gotten over the years? Anything? Because should I look over there? Because I'm sure they probably know better than you do.
Not really. No, not really. I mean, me and Barry, we're called Oil and Water sometimes.
Oil and Water?
Yeah. People say we don't mix.
Okay, you're gonna have to expand on this.
I mean, I don't know. I think our friendship's great, but sometimes like last year, Coach Crumbacher, he would never put me and Barry in together whenever we went on scout. So I don't know.
It's like tsunami and tornado is what it is. Like you guys take care of business. Coach talked about scout team. He thinks an awful lot of the scout team because it's iron sharpening iron. How serious do you take that?
I mean, any play that you can get out there is really serious, but it's a lot of fun just to be out there and I don't know. Special teams, I think it's a lot more fun because there's always either running down, hitting someone, or getting off blocks and stuff.
Special teams, that's what you enjoy?
Oh yeah.
All right. So what's your spot on special teams, and what's your favorite spot to be on special teams?
Well, on kickoff, I'm the number 3 guy from the sidelines. Kickoff is probably my favorite.
Do you just go lighting people up?
Yeah,
that's
pretty
it.
Much. I mean, you want to get around the blocks so that because if we get blocked, we get yelled at. But I mean, obviously, I'd also like alpha team, which is just bump block. We call it the alpha team, and that can be fun. Like whenever I don't know, I'm usually not touched, and I'm usually getting close to blocking them. And the punt team can also be fun too when you're running down there, and if you can get there, hit them really hard. Unless last year running the Springfield punt returner, then But
we talked to Hunter about kind of like his dreams. He went from being a lineman, obviously, to a receiver, to a back, and scoring a touchdown. What's your football dream? If you're looking out there, what's the dream for you?
Football dream?
Yeah, like to score a touchdown. I don't know, state title. I don't know what it is.
Oh well, obviously state title. That'd be awesome.
I just gave you a cop out. I'm sorry.
I want to get a couple picks this year if I'm able
pick?
to. Yeah.
What about pick 6? Like, do you ever run it through your head? Like, if you got a pick 6, what you would do?
Not really. I'm not the fastest guy, so I feel like if I pick it anyway, I'm not going to score unless we're close. But you
got to get some positive thinking going there, kiddo.
Oh, I am.
Are you going to run people over?
Yeah, I can run people over.
Can you truck people? Would you rather have blazing speed or to be able to Thanos somebody back into a dimension?
I feel like speed.
You want speed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go to some off-the-cuff questions. You a superhero guy?
Not really. I'll watch the movies and stuff like Marvel, but.
Do you have a favorite superhero movie?
Not really, no.
Okay. Do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Again, not entirely. I have a couple favorite TV shows.
Go right ahead.
I do like Teen Wolf. Outer Banks is really good.
Teen Wolf? Isn't that a movie?
No, it's a show. There might be
I'm way out of this. I thought Teen Wolf was a movie. It was like Michael J. Fox, wasn't it?
There's different ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a spin-off into a show now.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, Teen Wolf. All right. What else?
I do like Outer Banks. What else to watch?
How does everybody else feel old in this building right now? Because I'm 37 and I don't know what Outer Banks is. It's a place to me. It's not a TV show.
Great show.
I'm sorry. See, well, there we go. I just made them mad. I'm waiting for The Office or something like that.
I can't get in The Office. I feel like they just stay inside the whole time.
This interview's over. This interview's absolutely over. You just trashed my favorite TV show. What do you do for fun?
I like to fish a lot. I also like to hunt.
What do you hunt?
Where do I hunt?
What do you hunt? Everything?
Just deer, whitetail usually.
Bow or gun?
I hunt both. I'm not a big fan of bow. Not very good at it yet. But
fish. All right. So naturally, when you tell me you're a fisherman, you got to tell me your best fishing story and how big the fish you caught is. Tell me, show everybody how big the biggest fish you've ever had.
biggest fish.
Yep.
Probably a snook in Florida. Maybe it was like 28 inches or something. I don't remember. Something like that. But,
And it was heavy?
Huh?
Was it heavy?
Yeah.
Did you put weight in it like the other guys?
No. No.
I had to drop that one. Did you hear about that story?
I did, yeah.
That was wild. I've never seen anything like that. Hopefully, you learned a lesson from that, right?
Yeah, I've never done a tournament. I want to, though. Looks like fun.
Like, what would you do? Like for these tournaments, I guess they go out like days ahead of time and kind of, I don't know, practice or get like themselves together.
Billy's dad goes on tournaments sometimes, or has.
Billy's dad does everything. I feel like he's like, if you've ever seen the show Quantum Leap, he just is that guy every time. He just goes into different bodies and does everything. He's been a professional quarterback at some time in his life, I know, and now he's a fisherman. So Billy's dad is the man. Talk to me about the legacy that you want to leave at South Range.
Well, I mean, I want to just set a good example for all the younger classmen because, when they come up, like, I want them to do as good as we are, because this season's, even just being around is so much fun to be with everyone and stuff like that.
Who were some of the Raiders that you looked up to in your younger years?
Well, Dylan Dominguez, obviously, and Corey Pennick. Before that, I mean, I don't know. There wasn't that many that I.
Well, that's good. Dylan Dominguez is always a good answer, and Corey Pennick, obviously a great young man as well. Who are some of the people that you look up to outside of Raider Nation?
Well, obviously my dad. He's done a lot for me. He's always been there. I don't know. I don't even know if he's missed one of my games yet.
That's awesome.
That's he might have. Maybe one. I don't think so, though.
That's a great thing for dad never missing a game. That's amazing. I love that. Okay, so what's one thing that you remember vividly that your dad taught you, like a lesson in life?
One thing.
I'm sure he's taught you many, but what's one thing that you kind of always take with you? It's tough putting you on the spot.
I don't know, really. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
is there any lessons that anybody's taught you that you always go by, like day by day, like whether it's
usually
football?
I have my own lessons,
Okay. Yeah. What's one lesson that you live by?
I mean, like during football, like to never give up, because if there's ever games that I'm not really getting in that much, maybe it starts to get down, but then when I finally do get to go in, I'm never playing horrible because I didn't get to go in. I'm never down about that.
What keeps you motivated?
Keeps motivated.
Teammates?
Well, yeah, I mean teammates. I mean, I like motivating my own teammates. I don't really have much motivation for myself, except I feel like motivating them also motivates me. Whenever they're always hype, get hyped and stuff like that. Billy, he was telling me the other day that he loves seeing me on kickoff and special teams whenever I'm getting so electric and stuff like that. And
what's one thing that you hope that an underclassman learns from you this year?
Cheer your teammates on. I mean, that's one thing I noticed about me on the sidelines. I mean, it's just not as many people will always get loud and cheer for everyone that much, and I'm always screaming come on, cheer for your teammates.
Yeah.
Whenever it's third down, even just at the beginning of the game and stuff like that. Just trying to help them out.
All right, so you're 17 right now?
18.
All right, so the last time anybody's going to ask you this, I would imagine, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I've been looking at being an architect.
Wow.
Hard work, it seems like, though. So I mean,
it is.
Don't exactly know yet. And
don't give up.
Yeah, and I want to go to FAU. That's what Barry was talking about too. But
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Just cause, or?
Yeah, I mean, I love Florida. Can fish all the time there instead of a little bit of time here.
I love it. Isaiah Slaybaugh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Everybody give a hand for Isaiah. Congratulations. Good luck on Friday, my friend. Back after this on your Sports Network.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Legends here in Boardman, our final Raider of the night, Dean DePizzo. Welcome him here to Legends on the player profile. Dean, what's going on, my friend?
Not much.
Just another day, right?
Yeah.
You get interviewed every single day, just like this. It's just another Tuesday for you.
Yeah, I guess.
We talked about kind of offline during the commercial about what you had. You had the smash burger. It seems to be a popular choice for you guys.
Yeah, I guess.
2 burgers. You were crushing it.
Yeah, just devouring it.
Devoured it? All right, so you're a big fella. Yeah. How much food do you put down a day?
Pretty good amount.
I was going to say, so like your mom and dad got to load up the pantry and make sure that you're what's your favorite food?
Probably pasta.
Pasta? Okay. So you said during the break, dad cooks the pasta.
Yep.
And DePizzo, obviously, it doesn't get more Italian than that. It's a special kind of pasta, though, you said, right?
Yeah, it's just an Italian recipe from my grandma. Passed it down.
What's on it?
It's pretty much a normal pasta. Just I don't know. I guess just tastes special.
Is it like angel hair or is it like noodles? Well, what is it?
It's mostly freshly made. We make our own pasta.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you guys make it by the ton?
No, we just make it every Sunday when we eat it.
All right. So are you like strictly natural food guy, or do you like desserts or like breakfast? What is it?
Mostly eat everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
All right. So you're don't take this the wrong way. You're on death row. You get one meal. Let's load it up. What do you got?
Probably some form of Mexican food.
Mexican
Tacos,
food?
Yeah.
Okay. Tacos. What else we got on that plate?
Probably some pasta.
Pasta. Any sweets?
Probably some form of cake.
You like cake?
Yeah.
Any special kind of cake?
Probably strawberry.
Strawberry cake?
Yeah.
I've never had strawberry cake. Vanilla usually is the go-to at the Yoakley house. Doesn't go much further than chocolate and vanilla at the Yoakley house. Naturally, I don't need either of them. All right, let's talk about this football team. You are a very important part of this football team. What do they mean to you?
Yeah, mostly all my friends, just making good moments, hanging out with all of them. It's fun to play with all your friends and just see how good they become and how we can all bond together and be a good football team.
You've turned into quite the impact player, man. I mean, seeing what you can do and the size and skill that you have, where did it come from? Where did your athletic ability come from?
I'm not sure. My parents aren't too tall or too big, so I don't. My dad used to be a track runner. So,
okay.
But other than that, I don't really know.
Any other sports?
No. I tried out for basketball. Didn't make it though.
Didn't make the team?
No.
Did they say you were too small?
Yeah, they did.
They said the same thing to me. Crazy how that happens. From a standpoint of how special this team is, I mean, you guys haven't lost in years. I mean, you were freshmen?
Yep. Yeah, freshman
So,
year.
like, what does it mean to go 10-0?
Yeah, it's just pretty fun to see it happen. And it's pretty rare, as Coach Egley was saying. It doesn't happen very often for many teams, but it's just exciting to have a team that can go undefeated almost every year they want to.
Is it just Meat that talks about it, or do you guys have your own group chat and say, hey, how cool would it be to go 10-0 and keep the bar high here at South Range?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, we say it every year how we're going to go out there and play and just become undefeated, and it just happens every year.
Are you superstitious? Do you have any superstitions that you do like prior to games?
I got the game day underwear.
All right, we got the game day underwear, so that's a good start.
Yeah.
It's the same one every single game.
Every game, yeah.
God bless you. Whoever does your laundry. God bless.
Yeah.
From a standpoint of like your favorite tradition at South Range, what is it?
I like coming to the weight room early before practice starts because I get out of school pretty early. All my friends there, we always mess around in the weight room before.
Are you a sleeper? I feel like every time I go in there, we used to do the interviews in the locker room, and there's like kids sleeping. You had to step over them. Are you a sleeper?
No, I'm not a sleeper. No.
You play games, or you just got to mess around?
Messing around with footballs and stuff.
Okay. Who's the funniest guy on this team?
Probably Ryan Barfalo.
Okay. What does he do that so cracks you up?
I
Just
don't
who
know,
he is?
Yeah, just who he is. He's a funny dude.
I can appreciate that. Do you have any special talents? Can you juggle?
No.
Have you ever tried?
No, not really.
Do you want to try now? No, I'm kidding.
No.
It's like, do you go fishing?
Yeah, I fish a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever go fishing with sleigh ball?
No.
I was gonna say, has
yeah,
he
I
ever?
don't think
Did
so.
he really catch a fish that was this big, or
Yeah, I
is he
saw
tell-
a picture of one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
Probably I caught a pretty heavy catfish. I think it was 20-something pounds.
20 pounds?
Yeah, I was out at Lake Guilford.
That's a baby. It's a toddler.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Did you know, like when you're reeling it in?
Yeah, I felt pretty heavy. Yeah, I felt heavy reeling it in.
Did you celebrate?
Yeah, I took a couple pictures with it.
That was it. Just put it back.
Yeah, just threw it back in.
All right. Have you ever scored a touchdown?
I have, yeah.
Okay. What was going through your mind as you're crossing the goal line?
It was pretty exciting, going in here in the huddle, hearing the play that was going on. I kind of knew it has a chance coming my way, and no one covered me, so it was pretty exciting. Like waving my hands, wanting the ball.
You were one of those guys doing this?
Yeah.
All right. Do you celebrate then?
No, I didn't.
Just hand the ball back to the ref?
Pretty much, yeah.
Jeez, oh man, you guys are so difficult this time around. From a standpoint of what you guys want to do, with this season, obviously state title being priority number one. That's where guys want to go. What do you feel you have to do to get there?
Just keep working on the little flaws that we have, but just keep beating the teams in front of us and just keep getting better in the weight room and at practice every day.
How much film do you watch a week?
Probably a good hour and a half.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy watching yourself more on film, or do you get more out of watching your opponent?
I like to watch my opponent more. I have a couple tech classes in a row I watch film in, so nice time to get it in.
Hopefully he knows, or your teacher knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. We're
Yeah.
square. From a standpoint of what you want to do after high school, what is it?
Some form of skilled trade. I was thinking like an electrician or welding maybe I was going to go into.
What
Not
about
really
that kind
sure
of
yet.
drives you? Have you seen like guys in your house or whatever like doing that skill, and you're like, man, I want to do that?
Not really. I just don't know what else to do.
That's
it's
fair.
Going kind of easier option.
18, 17?
17.
Okay, so you have your whole life ahead of you. You don't have to make a decision right now, and trust me, man, make some mistakes. If I can give you any advice, it's make mistakes now, because when you're 35, 40 years old, you don't want to be making those 18-year-old mistakes. Role models, who are they?
Probably my dad's my biggest role model.
Why is that?
He always pushed me through stuff. I've been tossed around a couple schools earlier, so it's kind of hard getting into the new schools, and just he helps me with everything, help with work with football, outside the house and stuff. But other than that, he's just always been there for me.
That's awesome. Last question I have for you. Why is South Range so special to you?
I think, again, just kind of the bond we all have, and we're all kind of real close and always been friends since we were younger, just going out there and playing football.
Dean, appreciate you being here, man. Congratulations. Good luck on Friday. Dean DePizzo, everybody. Appreciate it. That's going to wrap things up here from Legends in Boardman. Thank you all for tuning in. And we will see you next time, next week, for a playoff edition of Coach's Corner in the South Range Show. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network.